All right, y'all. Come on. I know everybody's thinking the same thing. NBA All-Star Weekend is fucking dead. It's official as of Sunday. What was it, the 18th? Let's just put it to fucking rest already. Let's stop playing the NBA All-Star Game. Biggest waste of fucking time on a Sunday. I know some of my guys met up. They went out. They were excited to watch the game. It felt like a fucking funeral, man. Sat at home just like, wow. The fun thing I grew up watching, getting excited to watch Kobe, LeBron, Yao Ming, Shaq. You had D Wade, everybody back then, man. People played hard. Now we get fucking Luka, my favorite player, chucking up fucking half-court shots. Nobody playing defense. Shit is a fucking embarrassment. I don't even want to do like a recap or anything like that on who won, who lost, competitions, all that shit. But it's fucking pathetic, man. I don't know what they're going to do, but, you know, thanks for tuning in. It gives us something to talk about at least. The fucking dunk contest was cheeks. Celebrity game, cheeks. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go down the quick list right now. So, Friday night celebrity game. Didn't even watch it. I mean, I saw some highlights. I know Stephen A. was actually coaching against Shannon Sharp, so that was probably pretty cool. I think Micah Parsons went for like 30-something or 40 damn near. Kai Cenat was in there crying and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys probably saw some videos of Shannon Sharp talking shit about him. But, man, let's bring back the old celebrity game, you know, where there was actual, like, celebrities. Maybe because I just turned 30 in 2023, so maybe I'm that old man now yelling at clouds. But celebrity game, step it up. Let's get some actual celebrities in there, some people that everybody wants to see, people that are good hoopers. I know there was, like, some track guy, I think, that dunked, so that was kind of lit. But, man, let's bring it back. What was lit on Friday was the Rising Stars game. So for anybody that missed it, I did do a Twitch live stream during then, but that was actually dope. The format is really cool. They do like a little one and done 4-team tournament. So they split the teams up. I think everybody got to pick. And man, the team that was actually loaded ended up losing. The team that had Wemby. Who else do they have on there? I think, I don't even remember who was on their team, but they were a little stacked, little first team. They were the team that had a lot of the, like, I know they had what was his name? Kason Wallace, a few different of those new rookies that are super solid. I got to look them up. Can't even get the team name wrong here. Team Jalen at the Rising Stars. But no, then it was a good game. They actually got upset. Oh, no, it wasn't Team Jalen. Who was the team that Wemby was on? Team Wemby Rising Stars. Team Pow. How could I forget that one? So they had Wemby, Jaime Jaquez, Brandon Miller, Brandon Podzemski, Jabari Smith Jr., Kason Wallace. That's a whip, especially for that little tournament. But they ended up losing to like the G League Ignite or G League team that was there. So, I mean, that was actually one thing that was really dope about Friday was obviously, I mean, you heard those names I just listed off. Who was it? Wemby, Brandon Miller, Jaquez Jr., these Brandon Podzemski, these are real NBA players, all the guys that are actually getting burned this year. And it looks like they came out a little bit flat-footed, but that G League team, man, they were on one. They were really out there looking to play. They played hard. And, I mean, I think that's actually what really brings a little bit more to those games versus the regular All-Star game is in the Rising Stars games, all these young guys, obviously they got something to prove. Even though they're getting playing time, they're getting tick and stuff like that, but they still got something to prove. And then 100%, the G League guys got something to prove, and they were going crazy, man. They were playing hard. They were relentless. I mean, running after loose balls, going crazy. And realistically, I mean, that's the only mentality that's going to get something done in these types of games. So, I mean, everybody's trying to figure out what to do with the All-Star game and all that stuff, but it's just being competitive. I mean, they got to get young players that actually care, that want to, like, prove something or prove themselves. And a lot of the comments everybody made is a little bit scary. But moving on from Friday, Saturday, skills challenge. I mean, dude, I like the skills challenge, but again, what the hell? That effort is horrible. Ant-Man, one of probably the best names, obviously Anthony, great name, but one of the best players that's coming up, one of the best young American players. This dude, first he dropped a quote saying he was going to shoot lefty on Sunday. Then he comes out in the skills challenge. They got to shoot, I think, a three from the corner to get started. He shoots three. You get three chances. He shoots all three lefty. Bro, Embarrassing. Bad look for every Anthony out there worldwide. On behalf of Ant-Man, a different Ant, I want to apologize to everybody for letting that shit go down. And I remember first thing in the group chat was like, yo, David Stern would never let this happen. Adam Silver getting fucking punked out here, bro. It's got to be the, like, I feel like I just sound like an old person, or like when old people like, hey, man, kids these days, they just ain't doing it right. But geez, brother, how do you show up to the All-Star weekend and you can't even shoot righty, can't even try? Who was it out there? Scotty Barnes didn't even know which way to dribble. Bro, the court lights up. It had arrows. Paolo Banchero, you too, brother. Italian. Come on, Paisan. It's tough out there, though. Like, what are they doing? It makes it hard to be happy for them and intrigued when they're just acting like little kids. Like, oh, I don't care where I go. I don't remember what I was supposed to do. You're just like, wow, bro. Like, people are genuinely tuning in, spending time to watch this, and these motherfuckers don't even know which cone to go around. It was tough to watch, man. And then Scotty Barnes was a lot of memes, a lot of funny ass shit if you go on Twitter and search up Scotty Barnes from the All-Star weekend. But he was at half court, chucked it backwards behind his head, but he missed like by 50 feet. Like, come on, man. Have some competitiveness. I understand they're all like, they're probably too cool to want to be embarrassed, but please try. I want the NBA to be around. I want an All-Star weekend. Man, literally, I've been mad about it since Sunday, and it feels fucking stupid, but Sheebus. Super Bowl weekend was lit, and then they have this letdown with All-Star weekend, man. Just not what I need. You know, they really do. They just need these young guys to care. Man, look at that. Shook up the desk a little bit. They need them to care. Just try. Bro, you can't try half effort. Like, these dudes either they swear that they go so hard that they got to save it for the game. I mean, what are you going to do in Toronto this year, Scotty? Seriously? A three-point contest, though, probably the best competition right now, just because it's one that everybody actually like tries for. Everybody actually makes an attempt to do their best in that one. And for those that don't know yet, Dame Lillard, he won back-to-back. He already said he plans to come back next year, so that'll be actually pretty dope. I think he'd be the first person, if he could win next year, to ever win 3 in a row. I hope Steph comes back. I hope Steph Curry, of course, decides to do the three-point contest next year, kill that three-peat for Dame. But, I mean, realistically, that's probably the best contest leading up to the final. There was like 4 guys. I think Dame was actually one of them that was tied with 26 points. So there was a little shootout, which was really cool. They had to go back out there and pretty much like a sudden death round. So, I mean, that's a super dope event. I mean, if there's any way to like expand on it, maybe add like the 4-point shot or something like that besides the starry ball. But 3-point contest reigns supreme. Still probably right now, definitely my favorite contest, probably the most popular. And I mean, right now it makes sense. You know, NBA is not all about, but a lot about 3-point shooting these days. So, of course, people are definitely going to tune in and watch that. Then after that, man, probably the most talked about event, which is hilarious, but I get why, was the Steph versus Sabrina. Let me see if I could pull that up, though. But the Steph versus Sabrina shootout, it was super dope. Let's see if they got a little video. Or not video, we'll show. Here we go. This is what it was. The full highlights of Steph versus Sabrina. It's actually kind of fire. Here we go. This was honestly the best event of the night. It was the most like build up to it, the most hype. It was just kind of that thing. It felt like being back in school, like girls versus boys, who's going to win, who gets the bragging rights. And I mean, a lot of people, I think now are really on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. Obviously, she's a dog. She's raw. But Sabrina was kind of that player a couple years ago. So I'm sure a lot of people that are probably in their mid-20s back in college from a few years ago are probably aware of Sabrina. But it's going to be dope to see kind of how they could build on this. Steph ended up winning, of course, best 3-point shooter of all time. Sabrina hooped. I mean, she not hooped, but I guess she put up a shot. I mean, she's got a burner. She had 26 as well. She shot from the NBA line using the WNBA ball, but she had 26, which, like I talked about a few minutes ago, that was actually what all the guys pretty much had, except for whoever was leading after the first round. But man, it's really cool to see, you know, both of them actually step up and take a risk and go out there and do it. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons Steph Curry is the face of the NBA right now, probably besides LeBron, and why everybody loves him so much. He actually is willing to, you know, go out there and try and fail, and that's what it's all about, man. I mean, what I don't even want to talk about, but the next thing is the dunk contest, but that's like the complete opposite. Nobody wants to try for the dunk contest. They're all too afraid to go out there and either do something they have or fail. And I mean, we're not going to go too deep about it because the dunk contest was ass. I don't even want to talk about it. But I mean, you see some of the dunks that are out there. Jaylen Brown jumped over fucking Kai Cenat sitting down. Kai Cenat, I think, is shorter than me, guys. That's not saying, that's fucked up. I'm pretty short. Kai Cenat's shorter than me. And he's sitting in a chair. So Jaylen Brown, I give you the, at least you try, bro. That's all you can say. Everybody that's talking shit, I'm like, you know what? He's the only probably like all-star player in the last fucking 5-7 years that's actually had the balls to go out there. And like I said, that's why everybody loves Steph Curry. He goes out there. He really had nothing to gain out of winning the contest. He had a lot to lose. If he lost, you know, you're going to be a meme. Everyone's going to talk shit about you. People are going to start saying that you're not the best three-point shooter, that Sabrina's better than you, that you're out of your prime, blah, 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 blah. And all he does is go out there and torch that mug. So, man, shout out to Steph. That was dope. I know they're already talking about doing it next year. Are they going to run it back them two? Maybe make it like a 2-on-2 would be Raw. And I don't mean like 2-on-2 game, but more like Steph and maybe Dame and Steph and Clay versus Sabrina and another WNBA player, something like that for 3. But, I mean, that's awesome. I think that's something that they should probably lean on, try to expand on that. People are into it. I know women's college basketball right now is probably more popular, if not than ever, than it has been in a long time. So definitely a lot of hype and a lot of people that kind of want to see those matchups and see that stuff. And, you know, dunking and all that, obviously, I guess we've seen a lot of them, so maybe it is a little bit of outplay. Maybe there needs to be a break for the dunk contest, but shooting never gets old, man. And it's a skill that everybody supposedly can do, so it's fun to see them go at each other and try it out a little bit. But, man, let's move on. Let's put the All-Star game behind us. Tomorrow's the start of the rest of the season. This is when the NBA picks up, so I'm going to try to forget about the All-Star game. But it's going to be hard. Rest in peace, All-Star game, y'all. But let's move on. Just one other thing, really, I want to talk to. I'm not going to do a super long video today. But I'm sure my NBA fans, y'all have to be hearing about this JJ Reddick, Doc Rivers riff. So let's take a look. This is off of CBS, so shout out to CBS Sports. JJ Reddick calls out his former coach, Doc Rivers. There's never accountability with that guy. So, I mean, I don't know who listens out there to the JJ Reddick podcast, one of probably the best basketball podcasts. He's on First Take now, so you get a little bit more JJ all year, man. And it's dope. JJ is definitely one of my favorite analysts, basketball players, whatever you want to call him. His podcast is dope, and he does a great job on First Take of making it actually be a little more, like, realistic and not just a fucking showman show. But here's what he said real quick. Let's pull it up, because for those that don't know, Doc Rivers just got hired a couple weeks ago. Adrian Griffin, the former coach, got let go. Doc Rivers was like an advisor. They brought him in. But here's what JJ said, which I don't think most basketball fans probably agree. JJ on Doc Rivers. I've seen the trend for years. The trend is always making excuses, said Reddick, who played under Rivers for 4 years, 2013 to 17 on the Clippers. Doc, we get it. Taking it over a team in the middle of the season is hard, just like getting traded in the middle of the season is hard for a player. We get it, but it's always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. So, yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy for active players, even for former players. JJ's only been out of the league a few years, but to come out like that against one of their coach. But, I mean, I feel him. He had to come out recently talking about, I think, you know, they had some guys there that were in Cabo. Here we go. This was before or at the end of the last game, basically saying that, you know, it's on the players. And it was crazy because they lost to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, John Morant's out. Like, everybody's out. They got, like, half of the G League up there. But just a lot of stuff that he said, and I'm trying to find the responses here. And then after that, so JJ calls him out. Pat Bev, who, for those that haven't paid attention or seen yet, he also just got traded to Milwaukee. So he's under Doc Rivers now. And Doc Rivers was his coach also in Philly and Los Angeles Clippers. So third team that Pat Bev's on. And as soon as Doc got there, they traded for Pat. So I'm going to assume there's like a little bit of a relationship behind closed doors. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to connect the dots. But Pat Bev tweeted out, "This man, Doc, actually saved your career, started you when no one else wanted to, and you retire, go on TV and say that at JJ_Reddick." So Pat's basically calling him out, trying to say that he's saved his career, which is a little bit funny just because, I mean, JJ was pretty good on the Magic. He went to the finals with them. Not like a superstar, nothing like that, but super solid on the Clippers. And then the major clapback by JJ, "Pat, my guy, I had a 4-year offer with player option for the same money to be a starter for a different team. FOH, fuck out of here. Save my career." So, I mean, it's always raw to just to see the NBA, bro. NBA, the drama never ends. But JJ's right, though. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's talking about the Bulls based on some of the podcasts I've heard about him and reading stuff online. That was the Bulls actually offered him to start with us, and he ended up going with the Clippers. So it's kind of funny. I mean, I get it. Pat Bev is there to, like, you know, pretty much protect, or not protect, but stand up for Doc Rivers. He's on his side. Doc took him to Philly when he went to Philly. He was with the Bulls, and then we got rid of him. And then he was right now, dang, I just drawed a blank on what team Pat Bev was on. Was he still on the Sixers? We got to look that up. Pat Bev. He's been everywhere. Yeah, it was. Let's take a look. But yeah, man, I mean, Pat Bev, I get it. You got to ride with the people that help you out, who gets you there. Let's take a look real quick. Chicago. Oh, he was in Milwaukee. Yeah, no, that's why. They skipped out on the team here. But yeah, I mean, up in Milwaukee now. So, man, where is it? Let's see. Philly. Yep, so he was in Philly where Doc just was. They let go of Doc, and then Doc takes him to Milwaukee. So, I mean, I get it. I guess I get it, Pat. I mean, you stand up for your coach or whatever, but JJ's not wrong, man. Every interview, every year, all you ever hear about from Doc is about what went wrong with the players, what they did wrong with this, what they did wrong with that. And, you know, there's still more. So I'm going to see if I can pull it up, but it's awesome seeing some of that drama come up in the NBA, especially right now. Obviously, there hasn't been any games due to the All-Star game, so just kind of a lot going on in that world of everybody out here talking, going at it. So it's always fun to see. And, I mean, the Bucks and the 76ers, where Pat just left from, are going to play again, so that's going to be awesome. JJ doesn't get to play again, but he's on ESPN and on his podcast like every other day. Here, let's see. I found a little bit deeper right here on Bleacher Report. We'll see if they have the full story from today. Nah, they don't. But no, I mean, there was a lot of examples just kind of going into the different things. What is this? Oh, Bleacher Report. Like, what? But, you know, just a lot of the different things going on out there. And I think it's true, man. Doc Rivers, he seems to just keep getting a job. The only championship he ever won was in 2008 with the Celtics, which you can't take that away from him. But that team was stacked, man. You had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Perkins, Rondo, James Posey, Eddie House, P.J. Brown. They had like a team that, you know, kind of like those LeBron teams where you probably don't even need a coach. You have enough star power. You got enough leadership where they're going to pretty much carry you through. But, I mean, yeah, I love to see that stuff. I love JJ kind of calling out, being real, saying stuff that, you know, maybe a lot of these media heads and aren't going to say just because they never played. They don't know Doc, but he's been in a locker room with him. Doc has like the most 3-1 leads blown of all time. So we'll see what happens. Milwaukee hasn't been looking great, but, you know, they got Dame Dalla. He killed it at the All-Star game and at the 3-point contest. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out throughout the year. Celtics haven't really been able to prove themselves. I think the Cavs are number 2 right now. Knicks are up there. So things are pretty much wide open. I would say Celtics are the favorites, but you never know. And I mean, yeah, so that's pretty much it for basketball. There was one other thing, though. One other thing I got to show you guys, man. This is hilarious. I couldn't help myself. Let's pull it up here. So whoever's on X or Twitter, I'm sure you guys have seen this. Probably one of the most viral things the last week, funniest shit ever, is the NYPD dance team. Let's watch this video real quick. So basically, speaks for itself. The New York Police Department has a dance team. Apparently, they do performances, and they were on the news. Let's take a look. Hey, 5 minutes are still dancing the whole song. Wait, let's see the end. Put your hands up. Person in the back, stay in pose.
Did you see
Wow.
some of those high kicks? I would not want to mess up with them in the middle of a dark.
Wow. That's interesting strategy, New York. Wow. That's got to be, I mean, I'm just waiting to find out who's the NYPD like marketing or like PR person that was like, oh my God, guys, everybody hates the police. I've got an idea. They say we should save them. They say we should work. They say we should patrol longer. No, we should dance. And they've all probably like erupted and shit. But overall, I'm going to give that out of 5 stars, a 1 star. Choreography, meh. In sync, everybody moving together, not happening. Song choice, negative 1,000. Outfit choice, they're dressed like a basketball team. Maybe they should have just joined the NYPD basketball team because the dance team, I pray that it's not funded by taxpayer dollars. I hope this is something that these people did out of like the goodness of their hearts, that they just want to dance and save lives. But not the move, NYPD. Not the move. It's so funny though, man. I mean, I've been seeing it online. That was the first time I watched it through. I couldn't even make it through 2 minutes of that. But what are we doing, guys? NBA All-Star Weekend's over. NYPD team is out here dancing as if that's going to save lives. That's going to help New York citizens. Oh, man. 2024 is off to a hot start, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the NYPD dance team or JJ or the NBA All-Star Weekend. Let me know what suggestions you have for the All-Star Weekend. What can we do? Are there things we can do to even improve it? Should the dunk contest be taken away? Let me know what you guys think, y'all. Have a good one. Deuces.